Namaste, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Yoga Infusion. Today's class is going to be another posture class. I know that many of us have been hunched over our computers for so long, and I think it's really important to consistently work on opening across the chest, relaxing the shoulders, and fighting the slump that we've all got going on right now. So when you're ready to stand tall and proud, I'll meet you on the mat. So there was a little bit of a lie in that. We're not going to start standing tall and proud. We're actually going to start in child's pose. So bring your knees as wide as the mat, toes to touch, and walk the hands forward, bringing your forehead either onto the mat or to a block or a cushion perhaps. And allow the head to be heavy, the hips to be heavy, and begin to deepen the breath. We're starting here today because if you're anything like me, you spend far, far too much time staring at a screen. And although you are participating in something happening on screen right now, you don't need to be watching nonstop. So this is an opportunity to really slow down, rest the eyes, rest the mind, rest the nervous system. There's a lot of stressors in the world in general, and even more so right now. So just take this time to focus on the breath and let everything else go. And as you begin to lengthen the inhales and the exhales, imagine that your body is really melting into the mat. Your lower back widens on the inhale as the ribs lift the back body towards the sky. And on the exhale, you sink deeper into the support of the yoga mat. Knowing that this time on your mat in your practice is precious and much needed. On your next inhale, walk the hands back in halfway, ground down through the left hip, and walk the hands over to the right. Come up onto your spidey fingers. Press away from you with the left hip, so the left hip and left shoulder lengthen away from one another. Inhale, walk it back to center and over to the left. So the right shoulder, right hip move away from one another, finding a lot of length in that right side body. And relax the shoulders, dip the chin, and breathe into the side, both sides. Inhale, come back to center. Walk the hands forward now, come into tabletop. And keeping the hips over the knees, walk the hands as far forward as they'll go. Really stick the fingertips into the mat. Lengthen the tailbone towards the back of the room and allow the heart space to melt towards the mat. Maybe bring the forehead or the heart down. Your choice, extended puppy pose. Stretch along the back, really lengthening the fingertips to the tailbone. Continuing to lengthen the breath, slowing it down. Feeling into the body. Inhale, walk the hands back in. Come back to tabletop. Neutralize here. Find a flat back and inhale the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle, bringing the back of the right hand, right shoulder, right ear to the mat. Moving the left hand anywhere that feels supportive. That could be above the head. If you want to get a little deeper into the stretch, or maybe on the left side of the body. This is not going to be a very fast class, but it is going to be a very feel-good class. Awesome. Walk it back in to center, neutralize. And then inhale the left arm up now. Exhale, thread the left hand between the right knee and arm. Back of the left hand, left shoulder, left ear to the mat. You should be feeling a nice stretch in the back of the shoulder. Inhale. Come back up to tabletop. Spread the fingers wide. Suck the navel up towards the spine. Give me a flat back just for a second to come back to center. And then walk the hands forward, coming down onto the belly. Take the hands directly underneath the shoulders now. Press through the tops of the feet. Squeeze the elbows in towards one another. Inhale, lift the heart space forward and up. Cobra. Maybe lift the hands. Make sure that you're not dumping into the hands. So you're using your lower back to lift. Excellent. Release. Take the right hand now out to the side. You can have it straight or maybe a little bit of a bend in the elbow. I much prefer the bend in the elbow. I think it makes for a much deeper stretch. So really press that right shoulder down and then lift the left hip up on top of the right, and you can let your head rest on the mat or on a block or a cushion or a blanket or anything that feels comfortable for you. You should feel an amazing stretch through the front of the right shoulder. You can bend the left leg as a kickstand on the front or the back of the right foot. Roll back through center. Now take the left arm out again, either straight or slightly bent. Press down through the left shoulder into the mat and roll the right hip on top of the left. Taking your left arm into whatever place feels the most opening for you, where you get the deepest stretch in the front of that left shoulder, left pec, left delt. It should feel amazing, especially after holding your hands in front of you on the computer or driving. We have a tendency to always have our hands in front of us, which creates shortened muscles in the chest and in the front body. So stretches like these are really important for getting into those muscles and stretching them out once again. And bonus point, they feel really good. All right, move it back through center. Take the hands underneath the shoulders once again. Press it up to tabletop, and then downward facing dog. Spread the fingers wide. Press through the base of each knuckle, where the fingers meet the palm. Bend one leg and then the other. Walk the dog. Relax the shoulders down the spine. Dip the chin. And gaze in the direction of the space between your feet. And then come to stillness, finding that still dog. Take 3 deep breaths here. Really focusing on lengthening the inhales and the exhales. Focusing on sending that breath into the body to bring energy and light and release into all the nooks and crannies. Now inhale, come up onto the toes, bend the knees, look between the hands, and meander your way slowly to the front of the mat. Forward fold. You can bend the knees, drape the torso over the thighs. Release the hands above the head, clasp opposite elbows, and begin to shake left and right. Crown of head heavy, decompressing the spine. Release the hands, inhale, half lift. Flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, dip the chin, inhale, roll super, super, super slowly up to standing. Swoop the arms down, around, and up. And exhale, press the air away. Taking the hands behind you now to clasp. Move the fists away from the body, open across the collarbones, but really focus on making sure that you don't splay across the ribs and booty pop. So lengthen the booty towards the heels. That engages the lower abs and in turn knits the rib cage in. Tall, straight line. Inhale here and exhale, bend the knees, sink into chair with the clasp. Engage the core. Hips towards the heels, lift the torso, keep the clasp. Inhale here, and exhale, forward fold, keeping that clasp. Allowing gravity to help. Stretching all of the front of the arms, the collarbones, the pecs, the shoulders, the chest. It feels good. And then release. Release the clasp. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step it back to plank. Strong plank. Take the feet about as wide as the mat now for balance. Reach the right arm forward. And then out to the side. Switching sides, left arm forward. Core tight, and out to the side. One more time on each side. Right arm forward, and out to the side. Squeeze the shoulder blade. Core tight. Left arm forward, and out. And step it back. Plank. Bring the belly to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Press through the tops of the feet. Exhale, release. And we'll do another fun prone exercise here. It's called Snow Angels. So you'll reach the arms in front of you and swoop them back towards the booty and then back forward. The whole while keeping your upper body and your feet off of the mat. You can always keep your feet down and only do this with the upper body if that feels better for you. I want to show some options. So option 1 is you press through the feet, reach the hands forward, and then swoop them back towards the heels, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and back forward, all the while keeping your chest lifted. Option 2 is to lift the feet as well and squeeze the hands, reach them back towards the heels and swooping back forward and back. Really engaging the lower back and the shoulder blades as you do this 10 times. Your choice wherever you'd like to be, lifting just the heart or the heart and the feet. 1, 2, 3. If your feet are down, make sure you press through the hip points. 4, and the tops of the feet. 5, 6, dip the chin. 7, 8, squeeze the shoulder blades together. 9, and 10. Place the hands down and press it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right heel kicks to the sky. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, reach the right arm up to the sky. Press the left heel away from you. Easy twist. But try not to stay linear in this twist. Really open across the chest. Let the right hand fall back. Gravity takes over. Get deep in the twist. Reach up and overhead. Plant the palms. Plank. Vinyasa. To downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg kicks to the sky. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, the left arm up now. Easy twist. But again, allow gravity to take over. The left hand falls back. Really stretching the front of that left shoulder. Let it feel good. And reach up and over. Plank. Bring the belly to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Dip the chin. Exhale, release. Reach both hands towards the feet. Palms facing down. Inhale, lift the front body. And lift the heels. Kick the heels high. Dip the chin. For 3, 2, 1. Release. Press it back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Strong plank. Exhale, squeeze the navel to the spine. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 more. Inhale, plank. Exhale, squeeze it in, down dog. Last one, inhale, plank. Exhale, back. Inhale, come up onto the toes, bend the knees, and slowly make your way to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, dip the chin, and roll. 1 vertebra at a time. All the way back up to standing. Reach the hands up to the sky. And exhale, press the air away. Good. Now take the hands behind the ears, elbows wide. Fingertips just pressing into the spaces behind the ears. Relax the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades together, knit the rib cage closed. We'll be doing standing cat-cow. So inhale, imagine you have a string on your sternum that lifts the sternum up to the sky. And as you exhale, round through the shoulder blades, bring the elbows to touch. Inhale, lift through the sternum. So instead of thinking back bend, think of getting taller. And exhale, chin to chest, elbows touch. Inhale, lift, upper back bend. Exhale, round. 2 more. Inhale, open, elbows widen, collarbones lift. Exhale, chin to heart. Last one. Inhale, open, smile, look up. Exhale, really press the spine to the back of the room. Release the hands. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And plant the palms, step it back to plank. Take the feet as wide as the mat. One more set. Reach the right arm forward and out. Squeeze the shoulder blade in towards the midline. Switch, left arm forward and out. One more time. Right forward, squeeze the core and out. Like your wing, so lift your wing forward and out. And place it back down. Bring the belly to the mat. Inhale, cobra. And release. Bring the fingertips to the backs of the ears once again. Press through the feet. Inhale, lift the front body. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And release. Lift, elbows widen. Release. 3. Really pressing in through the hip points. 4. Dip the chin. 5. Heart space moves forward and up. 6. 7. Elbows move away from each other. 8. 9. 10. Awesome job. Plant the palms. Lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Square the hips. Flex the foot. Exhale, step it through. Drop the left heel down now. And windmill the arms up. Warrior 2. Check your alignment. Make sure that your right heel is bisecting your left foot. Press through the outer edge of the left foot. Reach the hands energetically forward and back. Engage the core. Try to make sure your right knee is tracking over your second toe. Relax the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades towards one another. So we'll engage the shoulders, but keep the tops of the shoulders away from the ears. Fingertips energetic. Reach the hands behind you now. Clasp, open, and then bring the torso over the right leg. Maybe look up over the left shoulder. Side angle with a clasp. Press to the outer edge of the left foot. Smile. Engage the core. Press the fists away from you. And release the right hand now down to the mat or to a block. And rainbow the left arm up and over. And then back towards the left heel. Reach up and over. And back towards the left heel, leading with the palm. Up and over. Back towards the left heel. And reach up and over. Last one. Lift the back heel, bring both hands to the mat, heel toe the right foot to the right side of the mat, toes off, drop the left knee down, lizard pose. A little bit of a hip flexor stretch too while we're at it, why not? Also something that is chronically tight in people who sit at desks all the time, like myself. You can stay up here on your hands or scooch that left knee farther away from you. Bring the forearms to the mat. Squeeze the right knee in towards the body. And if the mat just seems too far away, but you're not getting as much of a stretch up here, grab some blocks and bring the floor to you. Awesome. Flip the left toes under, step it back to plank. Bring the belly to the mat. Vinyasa cobra. Release, press it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left heel kicks to the sky, square the hips, flex the foot. Exhale, step it through. Drop the right heel down and windmill the arms up. Warrior 2. Checking your alignment once you get there. You might need to widen your stance or lengthen your stance. Check your heel to arch alignment. Squeeze the shoulder blades in. But when you do that, try not to arch in the back. Still engage the core. Knit the ribs together. Energy in the fingertips. And then take the hands behind you. Clasp, reverse the clasp. Move the fists away from you. Open across the shoulders. Engage the core. Bring the torso over the left leg. Maybe look over your right shoulder. Press to the outer edge of the right foot. Release the clasp. Left hand to the mat. Right arm reaches up and over. and rainbows back towards the heel. Reach up and over, palm leading, and rainbows back towards the heel. Inhale up and over. Exhale back towards the heel. 2 more. Reach and lengthen. Last one. Opening through the shoulder girdle. And reach up and overhead. Lift the right heel, plant both palms, and heel toe the left foot to the outer edge of the left side of the mat. Drop the right knee down, lizard pose. Allow the left, just kidding, allow the right knee, shin, foot, hip to melt towards the mat. Squeeze the left knee in towards the body so it's not rolling out to the side. And stay here, or you can scooch that right knee just a little farther back and bring the forearms to the mat. Whatever feels best to you in your body. Not one version of this pose is any better than the rest, as long as it feels opening and juicy in your body. Awesome. If you're on the forearms, walk the hands back in. Step it back to plank. And bring the belly to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Dip the chin. Press through the hip points. Release. And you can either here reach the hands back and lift the heels once again like we did before, or bend the knees, grab the ankles, squeeze the knees towards one another, and kick the feet away from you, lifting up into boat pose, or bow pose. Sorry, not boat. The opposite, really. Squeeze the knees towards one another, kick the feet away. You can flex the feet if you'd like. This should feel like an amazing stretch across the front of the shoulders. And release. Bring the right cheek to the mat. Lift it back up. If you'd like to try one more time, bend the knees, grab the ankles. Once again, you can stay in the previous version of the pose. Dip the chin, squeeze the shoulder blades towards one another, and kick the feet away from you. Squeeze the knees towards one another so they're not splaying out to the side. And massage the belly. And release, bring the left cheek to the mat. Now keeping your hands to either side, spread straight out. Take the right foot now and open the right hip up. Try to bring the right foot to the left hand. The direction of the left hand doesn't matter if it touches or not. Back to center, other side, left foot to right hand. Back to center, scorpion kicks. We'll do 10 total. Trying to reach the opposite hand to foot, lifting one hip off the ground each time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And once you've made it to 10, press it up to tabletop and come to sit on your heels. Lift up onto your knees. So you're now standing on your knees. If you need to grab a blanket or roll up the mat to cushion the knees, definitely do so. Knees hip distance apart, so they're not touching and they're not splayed super wide. Knees, the femur should be directly emanating from the hip socket. Awesome. Take your hands now, either with the fingertips pointing out or fingertips pointing up. So you might need to walk them together on your lower back. Engage the core. Lengthen the tailbone towards the space between the knees. And as we practiced before, imagine that you have a string lifting your sternum up towards the sky rather than focusing on the back bend. So your hips move forward, your navel is engaged, your heart space lifts, your thighs squeeze toward one another, your hands support the lower back. Camel pose. And release. Child's pose. And come back up. Trying it again. We'll do 2 more camel poses. So remember to squeeze the thighs toward one another, really engage the legs. No booty popping, so lengthen the tailbone towards the heels. That engages the navel, the lower abs. Hands support the lower back, so either fingertips facing out or up. Elbows squeeze toward one another. Heart space lifts. Hips press forward. Heart space lifts. And dip the chin. Smile. Don't crash into the lower back. And if you want to make it deeper, you can flip your toes under and take your hands to your heels. But remember to continue lifting the chest instead of crunching into the lower back. Awesome. Come back up. Child's pose. To reset, inhale, come back up. Last time, your version. Hands on the back, either toes under or over. Squeeze the elbows toward one another. Widen across the collarbones. Lift the heart. Squeeze the thighs together. Dip the chin. And release. Child's pose. Last time. Inhale, walk the hands back in. And just before we lay down on the back, if you have a bolster or some blocks, grab them now because we'll be using them at the end of the practice. So come to sit on your bum and then roll all the way down on the back. Take the soles of the feet to the mat. Right ankle on top of left knee. Draw the left knee in towards the chest. You can always clasp hands behind the left thigh. Pigeon on the back. Maybe gently press into the right knee with the right elbow. Flex the right foot. Coming back to that long, slow breath that helps to support our parasympathetic nervous system, helps recalibrate the body, calm the stress. Long, slow breaths. And focus your attention particularly on lengthening that exhale. Make it just a beat longer than the inhale. Option to stay here or bring that left foot down. Lift the hips and scooch them over to the right a little bit. And then bring the left knee, right foot to the mat. Right knee up towards the sky. Maybe reach your right hand out to the side. Really getting into the hips. Sending that life-giving breath to the spaces where you feel sensation. As you're ready, come back up and release the right sole of foot to the mat. Left ankle on top of right knee. Draw the right thigh in towards the chest. Flex the left foot. Maybe gently press into the left knee with the left elbow. Remembering that this time on the mat is precious and oh so needed. Because we can't serve from an empty cup. We need to fill our own cup first. And supporting our body and our nervous systems here on the mat, and our minds, really can help us to step into our roles and responsibilities with more energy, more focus. So stay here or drop the right sole of foot to the mat, lift the hips, scooch them over a couple inches, and then bring the left foot, right knee to the mat. Maybe press the left knee up towards the sky. Left arm reaches out to the side. And your eyes can be closed, your face leaning in whichever direction feels most comfortable for you. Inhale, come back to center. Take the soles of the feet to the mat. And take the feet as wide as the mat, knees to touch. Relax the shoulders. It's a constructive rest. Resetting the lower back, the pelvis. And lift the knees now, let them fall to the left and the right. And back to the left and the right. One more each side. Excellent. Now if you have that bolster like we were talking about before, gently roll onto your side to press yourself up, and then place the bolster on the mat. You can also do this with blocks by making a T where the long block, I can show you here, the long block would go in between the shoulder blades and the T would come onto the back of the head. So if you have blocks and you're doing it this way, set up like this. Otherwise, grab a bolster and take the bolster right against your pelvis, your lower back. And then roll down onto the bolster so it goes down your spine. And depending on how long it is, you might need to adjust so your head doesn't fall off the other side. Take the legs long now, feet fall to the left and the right. Dip the chin and take the arms in cactus to the side of the body, or you can take them straight as well. Cactus. I prefer cactus here because the gravity will really open the front of the chest. But if that's uncomfortable for you, just take them straight to the side or as you normally would in Shavasana. Finding a place that will be comfortable for you for an extended period of time. I recommend laying here for at least 3 to 5 minutes if you are able to really reap the benefits of this passive back bend, shoulder, chest opener, heart opener. Really allow gravity to help. Release whatever breath you were working on in this practice. And just lay here, enjoy it. Immerse yourself in bliss. And I'll see you next time in our next class together. From my heart to yours, with love always. Thank you for practicing with me.